all schools say that a husband can beat his wife. Do you beat your wife?
Adam Sultani is reading part of a questionnaire given to Muslim constituents by an Oklahoma politician.
Nobody should be vetted with stupid, Islamophobic, hateful, bigoted questions.
That politician, Representative John Bennett, told KFOR that he didn't refuse to meet with his constituents. He added, "This certainly does not mean that all Muslim men beat their wives, only that Islam permits them to do so." That instance was one of many identified in a BuzzFeed analysis that highlights anti-Muslim rhetoric. It found government officials in 49 states have made anti-Muslim remarks or proposed anti-Islamic legislation since 2015. In Rhode Island, a state senator emailed, "The Muslim religion and philosophy is to murder, rape, and decapitate anyone who is non-Muslim." In Nebraska, a state senator retweeted a message that Muslim immigrants should be forced to eat bacon. This directly affects the nearly 3.5 million Muslims living in the U.S. But it could also have a normalizing effect on the rest of the country.
At first we thought if it's over half, 25 states or above, that's significant, and went all the way up to 49. It was pretty alarming, and not only that, oftentimes these things are happening with impunity.
BuzzFeed reporter Talal Ansari, who co-authored the analysis, said it was not meant to be exhaustive, but rather a comprehensive look at anti-Muslim rhetoric by officials nationally.
We only use examples that we could find readily available, or news articles or groups that are sort of monitoring these sort of statements, and we would only put it down if it was 100% verifiable.
Utah was the only exception. It had anti-Muslim problems too, but that happened beyond the time frame of the report. And anti-Muslim rhetoric may have had an influence on legislation.
Sharia law is evil!
Last year, 14 states proposed anti-Sharia or anti-Islamic laws. Similar bills passed in Texas and Arkansas.
Protesters and counter-protesters squaring off across the country tonight, either against the threat of Islamic law or in defense of Muslim Americans.
Nationally, the administration's latest travel ban, which affects majority Muslim countries, is still in effect, and refugee resettlement from Muslim countries has slowed. Do you think some politicians in your study have been rewarded by being anti-Muslim?
Coming across so many candidates across the country that were saying this from 2015 and onwards clearly show that it is a trend or it's a tactic that they're using. Whether it worked or not, that's another thing we would have to go back and study to see how many of those people won.
Islamophobia is offensive to me because it's dumb.
Ahmed Rehab is the executive director of CARE, the Council on American-Islamic Relations in Chicago.
All you need to do to understand how problematic these statements are, just substitute Muslim for another group and it will become apparent to you. Now we need to get to a point where I don't need a substitution. Part of the problem is that Muslims are not at the table. We need to have Muslim voices at the table. We know our religion.
While it's easy to peg Islamophobia as a Muslim problem, Rehab says Islamophobia is fundamentally un-American.
It's hurtful, not just to the Muslim community, by the way, but to the very fabric and to the very credibility and to the very future of America as a country.